I once made an agreement with my father. When I was still very young, I told him, "Listen, I will agree with everything unimportant. You can tell me what clothes to wear, what shoes to wear, what to eat, what not to eat. You can tell me. But if it comes to something significant, beware, I'm not going to agree with it." Watching me, he accepted it, because whenever the issue was unimportant, I was always ready to agree with him. He said, "Go to this college, not that one." Well, okay, because to me every college is like every other. They are all stupid, so it doesn't matter. I will go to this college. Study this subject. Good, because what does it matter? Economics or politics, history or geography, philosophy or psychology. Anything will do. But when it came to something significant, I told him, "This is a significant point. I do not agree with you, so it would be better for you not to say anything about it, so as not to cause yourself unnecessary suffering." When I returned from the university, he naturally asked me if I wanted to get married or not. I told him, "This is essential." And that was the last time he asked about marriage. He never asked again. "If it's essential, then you'll have to leave it to me. I won't compromise. I will not compromise on any terms." He never asked again. He honored the terms of the agreement. About unimportant things, I told him, "You can tell me anything you want. I will do it." Any fool could come into the house and he would say, "Touch his feet." And I did, because he was an old fool, an old relative. Okay, it doesn't matter. It's just an exercise. Once you have complete clarity about what is essential and what is non-essential, it turns out that everything is not as confusing as it seems. You continue to fight for unimportant things, waste your own and other people's energy, and then, when the question of the essential arises, you no longer have enough energy to fight. In this case, you sometimes have to compromise on the essential. That is my approach. As far as possible, without concession, be at peace with all people. Just see how many things you can avoid without compromising, and avoid them. See how many words can be avoided without any difficulty, and avoid them, because every word spoken can bring you some kind of trouble. In fact, in 99% of cases, the problems that lead to clashes, disputes, can be avoided. The child asks you, "Daddy, can I go play outside?" And almost all dads immediately answer, "No." And the quarrel begins. All children know how great your patience is. They will stomp their feet in front of you, they will throw a tantrum, they will cry, they will start throwing toys, tearing their books. And in the end you will say, "Okay, go play outside." You could have done it before. You could have said yes, because there would be nothing wrong with it. But somehow our whole upbringing teaches us to object, to argue. When I graduated from the university, a vacancy for professor of philosophy was opened. I applied for it. The Minister of Education called me in for an interview, and you can imagine what the interview was like. We got in touch with him immediately. He didn't interview me. I interviewed him. and finally he said,
"What's the matter? Are you here to be appointed to this position or to interview me?"
"It doesn't matter," I replied. "It's a secondary matter. We can decide this later. First, the essentials." But he said,
"I have other things to do, and you can only do one thing. Show me one of your written testimonials, that's all. I understand that you are qualified and eligible to be appointed. I am ready to appoint you, because I cannot argue with you. Just give me one of your characteristics, it's absolutely necessary, and I will sign the order of appointment." I replied, "It is very difficult, because I still have not found a person from whom I would like to get a reference." "What do you have in mind?" he asked. "Can you ask your rector about it?"
"No, I can't," I replied. "Even if the rector himself asks me to give him a characterization, I can't. He has no character at all. How can I ask him for a reference for myself?"
"It is very difficult. Can you find anyone else?"
he asked. I replied, "I can't find anyone. Suggest me someone. For example, you are the Minister of Education, but I cannot accept a reference from you." He asked.
"Why?"
"I have been watching you now. You have absolutely no understanding. To appoint a person like me, a person who is absolutely anti-philosophical, who is against philosophy in general, to the vacant position of Professor of Philosophy? Do you need any more proof that you are completely ignorant? I would not appoint myself to this post."
"It is very difficult with you," he said.
But he liked me. He was imbued with sympathy for me. He said,
"Think of something. Bring any description. I want you to stay at the university."
Then I said, "There is only one thing I can do. I can write it myself, because that's the only characterization I will accept." He said,
"I agree. After all, no one looks into the survey's archive."
"It's probably still in the archive, my own characterization." I hereby confirm this man has a wonderful character. Mind is the root cause of all problems. Problems grow in the mind like leaves on trees. You can constantly prune a tree, the tree will not die. On the contrary, it will become stronger. Even more leaves will appear. Every gardener knows this. Cut off one shoot, and the tree will rise to the challenge. To protect itself, it will give birth to 3 shoots. The mind will try to solve problems, but it will not be able to solve them. Each decision will bring many more problems with it. That is why philosophy has suffered a complete defeat. Philosophy is the greatest defeat. So much human intelligence has been wasted on it that it's almost incalculable. Men with the greatest mental powers remained involved in philosophical problems. From Aristotle to Wittgenstein, thousands of outstanding people have wasted all their abilities for the simple reason that they tried to solve individual problems instead of addressing their common root. The only problem is the mind. Therefore, philosophy offers many solutions, many conclusions, but none of them is final. More problems immediately arise. Not a single question has been solved by the efforts of philosophy. But, nevertheless, philosophy continues to move further and further into the wilderness. It cannot reach the ocean. It has gone astray from the very beginning. This is where it differs from religion. Religion is not an attempt to solve specific problems, but an appeal to the root of all problems and cutting off this root. This is what we call meditation. Meditation is cutting off the root. Meditation is not a solution to any particular problem. Meditation solves nothing. It simply helps you get rid of the mind, the problem maker. It just helps you slip out of the mind, just like snake slips out of its old skin. Once you know that you are not the mind, a great transcendence happens. All of a sudden, all the problems become insignificant. Gradually, they evaporate. You remain in deep peace. A great silence seizes you. This silence is the solution. This peace is the answer of all answers. This is the miracle of religion, or to be more precise, the miracle of meditation. Without solving a single problem, it solves all problems with one blow. It is an unexpected leap, a quantum leap.